The trees have witnessed it all. 4 miles of serpentine blacktop etched through the woods of Wisconsin like a scar of speed. From deafening horsepower to screeching heartbreak. Established in 1955, it's rich with history, but history moves fast. Road America, a shining jewel in the crown of American motorsports. For nearly 70 years, drivers have come here not just to race, but to conquer. Every turn tells a story, every straightaway a sprint into legend. Today, the Trans Am Series returns, bringing with it fire-breathing monsters and a season with as many twists and turns as this iconic course. For Paul Menard, this is more than a race. It's a homecoming. The Wisconsin native leads the TA standings, but he's got company. Chris Tyson is the only TA driver in the field with a Road America win. And last week in Ohio, Matthew Brabham dominated, leading wire to wire. In TA2, 14-year-old Tristan McKee shattered the field last week, set a course record, and became the second youngest winner in Trans Am history. He's taken the points lead from Thomas Annunziata, who enters the second half of this season itching to floor it. The track remembers the bowl, the rest become tire marks on the pavement. This is the Trans Am Racing Series presented by Pirelli. They call Road America America's National Park of Speed, a 4-mile stretch of asphalt that slices through the Wisconsin countryside, through places like the Moraine Sweep, Hurry Downs, Kettle Bottoms, and of course, Thunder Valley. Today is the playground of the machines that make up the Cube 3 Architecture Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. The TA2 cars ready to go right now, right here on Speed Sport 1. Hi everybody, Ralph Sheheen with you alongside the man who is second the Trans Am Series points presented by Pirelli, Adam Andretti. Adam, we've got some really interesting things going on here today. Tristan McKee, dominant a week ago at Mid-Ohio. He's back, looks fast. Thomas Annunziata, who's second in the points now, has a couple of wins on the year. He just came in early this morning from Lime Rock Park in Connecticut, where he won the ARCA race, had a great run going in the Truck Series, and now finds himself in his Cube 3 Architecture TA2 car.
Yeah, and the car has shown speed all weekend long at the hands of Tyler Gonzalez. So we're looking at that 90 car to be going up front. And another one here, we look at Adrian Vlastowski. He's another one that's going to be starting back there. And I promise you, he's going to want to really get on the back bumper of that 90 car, because that 90 car is going to be on a mission, and Adrian can kind of take advantage of what that mission might hold. And huge congratulations to Thomas Annunziata and his win at Lime Rock. Did a great job in that ARCA race, and another win for Nitro Motorsports.
Yeah, Nitro's had a very, very busy weekend, haven't they?
Yeah, they're actually 4 different series in 3 states. So they're very, very busy. They have their karting program going on over here at in Road America. So Nick's been running back and forth. So it's been really a pretty special weekend for them here at Road America already.
And if you want to throw another wrench into the mix, Boris said Jr. not available to race here this weekend. But Dad said, well, if you're getting out of the seat, I'm getting in. So Boris said, who's got a win here in IMSA competition, but also has wins here in Trans Am, finds himself back here racing at Road America in a TA2 car. A car, though, Adam, he doesn't have a lot of laps in.
No, but this is Boris said. I mean, and he's going to do a great job in that car. He's going to keep that car clean and take advantage of any opportunity he can get out there. And it shows to the heart that Boris said has. You know, the reason why Thomas Annunziata and Tommy could get over here, he offered the airplane to make sure that they could get back and forth. Nick Tucker along with that. So his airplane was the one that took everyone back and forth from Lime Rock. So, and that's not the first time he's done that this year, is my understanding. So really, really special there. And great relationship is building between those two families.
Yeah, he ran the TA race at Laguna Seca earlier this year, now TA2 here at Road America. So Boris is good friends with Colin Comer, who actually ran in your race yesterday and won the GT1 category in that beautiful ex-John Gooding Mustang, the Mountain Dew car, as you see Annunziata standing there. Boris kind of shamed Colin into coming here and racing, and he won. So now it's a little bit of Colin's turn to put the pressure on Boris, and we had a chance to catch up with Boris earlier in the weekend.
All right, so we're here at Road America, and for years I've seen these kind of cars like this Mountain Dew car, basically the era of Trans Am I grew up in, at our SVRA events. And Colin's always on the top or on the podium with our SVRA events. Last year, Boris said, who raced in this era of Trans Am and in modern era. Boris, you were giving Colin like a hard time. Like I remember at lunch you were like, Colin, your car qualifies in GT1, come run. How did you get him here?
Well, our friend Peter Cunningham, who's a legend here, and he's a board member at Road America, he always gets the glory here. And I'm like, you are better than Peter Cunningham. So take your car out and run it, and here he is on the pole.
Nice, yeah. Pole in GT1, Colin in this Mountain Dew car, that's got to feel good.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I mean, I'm glad after all these years of coaching Boris, I could finally get out here and show what I could do in a car almost as old as him.
I raced this car once. Actually, yes. Yeah, this was actually a Lions Pride car for a couple races. Yeah. Yep.
And then who's your spotter this weekend?
My spotter is Boris said.
And what will you tell him?
Well, hopefully to go faster. But we have a problem because this is an older era Trans Am car, has a 31-gallon fuel cell. It doesn't have enough fuel to make the race, so we're going to have to do a pit stop here and there, else get lucky with a lot of yellows, so it should be interesting.
All right, yeah, so what's the strategy there? Do you know how many laps under yellow could get you to the finish?
Well, just judging by the fact we got a yellow on the out lap of the qualifying session, I feel pretty good about 25 laps, getting a yellow somewhere in there. So I think if we get 2 laps under yellow,
That changes things.
or maybe a purple, slow everybody down a little bit, I think we can fuel in 5 minutes, and I can go back out there and try to work my way back up a little bit in GT1.
Luckily, we're at Road America, which is our longest lap of the season, so that at least works in your favor.
Finally, something does.
So now last year, your son Briggs in the fan walk was cheering for Paul Menard, even did the Menards jingle. Do you think when I ask him tomorrow who he's cheering for, who do you think he's going to say?
Well, if that little bastard wants to sleep inside, he better say my name.
His go-kart to get taken away.
So I'm hearing from the producer, everybody wants to know, so exactly how much money are you getting from Mountain Dew for this effort here?
Well, they give me all the prize money, so I'm expecting nothing.
Okay.
But that's okay. But I would like to thank Liberty Firearms Institute for sponsoring me this weekend because they made it possible for me to buy fuel and tires to come here and do this silliness.
Nice. I love that. I love that. But I want to show one more detail. Tell us about this 2.6 car here on the top. And then also as a designer, look at this. His name matches the Mountain Dew font. I love that.
Well, this is actually my true sponsor. This is my wife's race car. My wife Kane and her Bug-Eye Sprite. So I don't know if it's up there for good luck or to warn me if I don't do well or if I crash a car to not come home. I could maybe sleep outside with Briggs.
Adam, nothing like having some good buddies helping you with your racing, right?
The couple characters right there for sure. And that's just kind of flavor, a little bit of flavor of what you see here inside this Trans Am paddock is a lot of camaraderie, a lot of humor, and a lot of competition.
And it should be a great race here today at Road America as they wind their way through this 4-mile piece of beautiful countryside here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. We're going to take a quick break. Opening ceremonies will continue. We'll be ready to go racing. Cube 3 Architecture TA2 live on Speed Sport 1.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn 140-mile-an-hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HD2 system.
There's Boris said.
One of the ways
cars you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zones, like this one right here.
There's the green. We are back and at it. Watch this. Oh, look out. Miller, look out.
Looking down on
Looking
America's.
down on America's National Park of Speed. Thanks, Adam, for we can find the right buttons over here. We are here at Road America, getting ready to go. You see the cars down on the grid, getting ready. So we're going to go ahead and head down trackside to Ben Sissel.
I am here, and I'm starting kind of from near the back because two of our fastest drivers are starting at the rear of the TA2 National. First, now I've had to settle some bets here this weekend. This is my second. We did a great downtown parade to Plymouth, the cheese capital of the world. Adrian went. He was the lead car. I said, $100 if you bump the police car. Sure enough, Tim Richter reviewed the footage, and he says, you owe Adrian $100. So here you go, sir. Now, the reason he's back here, he had to spend the night in jail for that. It was $1,000 bail. No, I'm kidding. They were really good sports about it. But you're starting from the back. You had some engine repairs.
Yeah, we had some engine. We had a valve drop during qualifying. The team did a great job putting the car back together. I feel like we have a really fast CMI spot-on services Ford Mustang today. I think we're going to be moving to the front, but how about this? I bet you double or nothing. We'll go from where we are in the back to the top 7 in the top. We'll end up finishing in the top 7 today. Double or nothing.
It's double or nothing. So I owe you $200. Finish top 7. I've learned not to bet against you, but just for the spirit of TV, I will take that. I'm taking my money back, and then hopefully I see you at winner circle. So Adrian, that settled my bets now. Yeah, $200 I owe him. Then Thomas Annunziata, who's doing really well in points, but last night he decided to go run the ARCA Menards and win the race. And he got here, so that's why he's starting from the back, because he wasn't here for qualifying because you're busy winning a race. How was the race out there last night?
I mean, it was wild. Our Toyota Gazoo Racing, Toyota Camry was super fast. Nitro Motorsports gave me a super fast car, and I mean, I didn't know what to think after getting taken out in turn 1 and falling back to last, but if you're going to win your first race, you might as well do it that way with a big comeback. So, no, that was exciting. Truck race was exciting yesterday as well. Positives there. Yeah, I'm exhausted, but we're going to try to fit in another 100 miles today.
Nice. Well, there you go. And technically, I hate to bring this up, but that's 2 times winning at Lime Rock. He also won the Speed Tour All-Stars. He didn't win the battle, but he won the race. So Thomas Annunziata, very good. I've been telling that I've got to kind of rush through here, but Doug Winston here. We got to talk about this new sponsor on here. So much fun, and I know that you're running in memory of somebody this weekend.
Yes, we are. We had a fan who came up here and asked if we would pay tribute to our godfather, who was an official here. So we agreed to do so. So we'll be running in his memory today. So it's really appreciated. Number 98, tradementor.org. Mustang. So hopefully we can put on a good show there and maybe finish a little further up towards the front.
Nice. I love it. So Doug Winston running in memory of Emmett Stain. Will Robinson over here with the Ivy Asset Group doing really well. Beautiful car. I love the green. Then Tom Sheehan in Pro-Am. And then J.C. Monet. We do need to talk to my friend J.C. Monet here. It's his first time to Road America, having a good time. He runs in the Western Championship. You liking Road America? Obviously, you already got a hat.
I got the hat, got the underwear. I love this place. First time here. It's probably my favorite track so far. I mean, it's just beautiful. Scenery. The people are great. The green grass is beautiful. I'm a Midwestern guy originally from Michigan, so this feels a little bit like home. But, yeah, I love the place. Having a lot of fun.
Nice. And hopefully that underwear isn't brown at the end of this race, right, JC? So have fun out there, little shrimp. Then we got Cale Phillips, who was on the podium with us in the Pro-Am at Mid-Ohio just last weekend. Roberto Sabato here running the Italian and Canadian flag. He's got a shop at CTMP. It's great to have him back in the Pro-Am. Jackie is here rooting for Roberto Sabato. Now, here's a weird thing. Boris Said is in Boris Said Jr.'s car, and we haven't determined whether or not our rules say the driver have to match the name, and sure enough, the driver matches the name, so he may be out here getting points for Boris Said Jr. We might be setting that up here later. Eric Caton with Ray Skillman Auto Group, very fast, about to get into his Mustang. Then Keith Prochek, his home track here at Chicago. A lot of HP Tuners staff is here. I know the HP Tuner staff's like a big family. You want to give a shout out to them?
Yeah, just it's my home track. Hi to all my friends and family out there and coworkers from HP Tuners. We're looking to put a good race here. I think it'll be pretty good. So watch for us at the end.
Nice. So Keith Prochek, then Jared Odrick running in the Pro-Am Series, and you can tell that by that kind of teal blue ribbon across the windshield. So it's cool that they're side by side. Thomas Merrill here, former TA2 champion. A little bit of a donut here. Didn't notice that this week, but somebody got into him. Noah Harmon out here running with Cube 3 and Streetside Classics. Then our front runner in Pro-Am, Barry Bowes, giving us the thumbs up. Let me show. So we're looking for Pro-Am is this color ribbon across the windshield, and then it's a Speed Tour blue across for the TA2 National. Valentin all the way from Argentina. Then we've got Tyler Casera joining us again. His best finish was 4th. He hasn't run with us in a while. Great to have him. Tristan McKee, our points leader here with M1. Gian Buffamonte from Chicago. He's been here many times, but mostly at the go-kart track just down the hill. Sam Corey, really great qualifying here. Unbelievable with the Toyota Camry Nitro Motorsports. I still love this old school Toyota Julian DaCosta. This beautiful car right here, the number 30. Then we come up here to the front. Well, here's some fans. Hey, guys, do you have a favorite in this race?
Absolutely. My favorite is Mike Skeen, the GOAT.
Nice.
I'm also going to have to go with the GOAT, Mike Skeen.
Oh, we've got some Mike Skeen fans. And speaking of, the guy on the pole with Guthrie's Garage, Mike Skeen, how's that make you feel?
Pretty good. I'm sure you didn't set that up at all, but no, it's always good to have the fans out here. There's a ton of fans, great grid walk today, and great weather, so hopefully we can have a nice solid race, clean race, and show the fans a good show.
Nice. So we've got two teammates with M1, Corey Day, Mike Skeen, going into Cube 3 Architecture Turn 1. Gentlemen, back up to you.
All right, Ben, nice job as always down there with our fan walk as the field is all ready to get in behind that C8 pace car. Corvette ready to lead them around here at Road America. So, did you know, Adam, that nearby Plymouth, Wisconsin, is considered the cheese capital of the world, and that 14% of the cheese consumed in the United States goes through Plymouth?
I didn't know that until we were heading up here for that Cheese Capital Cup, and what a special event that was for Trans Am and Optima Batteries Ultimate Streetcar Challenge to be a part of. Really, really, really fun thing. This is what this sport's all about. This was what Trans Am's about, and the Speed Tour weekends. And we're going to see Adrian give a little bump draft right here, maybe.
Yeah. So on Friday afternoon, after everything got completed here at the racetrack, they all lined up behind the police escort here, and look at all the fans lined up along the 6 to 10 mile drive from here at Road America over to Plymouth, cheese capital of the world. And then when they got to the center of town, boy, the party was on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean a great
Look
party,
at
and I think we even heard on the podium yesterday from Chris Coffey that a little bit too much fun for some of them. They couldn't even discuss it on TV. But yeah, no, it was a great time. The Wisconsin fans are amazing. The people up here are just the salt of the earth and wonderful to be around. And Adrian Blostowski there making a lot of fans happy with his autograph and his presence. But yeah, really, really special event and a lot of fun up here for the Cheeseheads.
They got it all figured out over there in Plymouth. What a great time. What a great way to get Trans Am and Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series involved with the local community. Then, of course, sim racing is a big part of the weekend. Every time we bring a Speed Tour event to your racetrack around the country. We have over at the Sim Trailer the Checkered Flag Challenge. A great opportunity for the fans to get involved, see if they can run your pace.
That's, I mean, for me, they'd have no problem running my pace. I'm not a very good sim driver. It's that old dog, new trick type thing. But these young drivers, honestly, this is what has closed the gap, from, the days of old, the days of yore, where we, had to get the track time. This has given these youngsters track time from the very onset. And we have an amazing partner there with Sim Shop to do this. And it puts on a great event. It's a great way to get the fans interacting with the drivers and the drivers interacting with the fans. But they really get to feel part of our experience here at Speed Tour.
So if you make it out to a Speed Tour event, make sure you swing by the Sim Trailer, get up in there and see if you can run a time that matches the time set by our stars of Trans Am and TA2. And we're going to go right back down for more opening ceremonies fun. Here's Ben once again.
Yeah, thank you very much. To deliver our invocation from Road Race Ministries and a huge Trans Am fan is my friend Marvin Gray. Marvin, take it away.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you to be able to race in the beauty of the National Park of Speed. And as we move towards our nation's birthday, Lord, we remember those men and women who sacrificed that we're able to be here in this great nation. And now we ask your blessing and protection on each and every one who is a part of the event, the drivers, the crew, the officials, the race workers, all those that are part of making this happen, and a special blessing on our fans. Thank you for coming out and supporting us. And now we ask, Lord, that you be with our troops, our safety forces, our emergency workers, all those that protect us and keep us safe, and all the sacrifices they make. In your name we pray, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Marvin. And ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. One of my favorite national anthem singers that we'll have throughout the season, Anton Pietenpol. I know you're a diehard Road America fan, so Anton, take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Nice job, Anton. Way to go. And we are ready to go here at Road America. Adam, let's start talking about this racetrack. What do you love about it?
What's not to love about it, right? It's fast, it's flowing, it's got a lot of passing opportunities. It's just one of the great classic tracks. It's one of those places where if you talk to a driver and say, do you love Road America? And they say anything other than yes, you question if they're really a driver. Because I've never known any driver not to just rave about driving this track. It's a driver's track. It's nothing super complicated about the layout. I think David Hobbs told me once, when in doubt, it's a 90. And but it's the way it's laid out and where you go through. And this carousel that we're looking down upon right now, and what leads after that, the kink, probably one of the most, the highest commitment corner that we have in all of American motorsports at our racetracks is that kink. Everyone will talk about it. And in every car you go through there, I don't care what you're going through there in, it's one of those pep talk moments. You're pep talking your way into that turn. And so this right here, turn 5, great passing opportunity. It gets very, very slick on the dirty side on the inside. but that is where you'll see a great deal of passing being made, especially on the start of this race.
Well, Andy Lally, the president of the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli, jumped in a Corvette to give us a lap around the 4 miles that make up America's National Park of Speed.
Hi, my name is Andy Lally. I'm the president of the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli, and this weekend we are at Road America. We have been racing in the Trans Am Series at Road America since 1970. The most amount of Trans Am races we have ever done. We have completed 65 events here and looking forward to many, many more. Let's hop in this great car and take you around. You are flying into turn 1 here. Really long back straightaway. A little difficult to pick your brake zone out here. Braking about the 4 marker. Really hard on the brakes here. Going to be 3rd gear. Turn it in slightly early. Slow hands all over that apex curbing and picking up that exit as quick as we can to get that full throttle and get that shot out downhill to turn 3. Braking at about a 250, 275 marker into turn 3. It's going to be down to 2 gears. 3rd gear, find all that apex curb, skinny little exit curb with a little bit of help on the outside, on the power, long back straightaway here, on our way down to turn 5. On our approach to turn 5 here, we've got a downhill braking zone that's got a slight bit of a curve to it, so your weight is to the outside and hard on the right front before you even get on the brakes. Hard on the brakes here, it's going to even out across the front. Pause, lots of apex curb, lots of exit curb, hard on that gas. Again, listen to this thing rip as we come up to turn 6, the Corvette Bridge. Just a medium brake so we don't get too much over the rise here. All of that apex curb, all of that exit curb. Again, very friendly curbing here at Road America. Quick switch back to the left side and then an early dive in for the very famous carousel here. You're in this corner for like 7 minutes, it feels like. You're feeling that front end. That left front's given out as you go over the crest of the hill. Typically, if the car's good, you'll get a little bit of rotation. It'll point back down at the bottom. Just nip that apex curve, and you don't have a lot of room to play with. Right, just nipping that exit curve here. Now, real pucker factor, the kink. No brake, big mile an hour, 150 miles an hour at the apex. Just threading the needle right through here. Usable curving, but man, you don't want to use too much of it here. We've seen horrible things happen when you miss this corner. That exit speed brings you flying down 180 miles an hour down to Canada corner. Big brakes all the way down through the gears. 2nd gear again, all over this apex curve. Watch the track out curbing because it's a little more slippery than a lot of the other corners as we sweep into turn 13, another fast corner. Just lifting out to half throttle, all over that apex curve, jumping on it, all over this exit curve, across the access road, bring it back to the left side, hard on the brakes, now medium on the brakes, light trail on the brakes as we dare ourselves. How early can we get off the brake? Still roll that mid-corner speed, and then get on it and rip out of the corner and onto the longest straightaway of the day. Road America, as we cross the start-finish line, one of these guys in our TA2 and GT classes is going to get to win this race, and it's always mega exciting.
And Adam, when you come to Road America, you better pack an extra helping of courage with you.
Absolutely. You better just, you got to dig deep into your gut and find it. Like I said, there's a lot of places around here you pep talk yourself, but nothing like the kink. You pep talk yourself into turn 1. It's pretty big speed as you get to the end of this straightaway, but this place is so special and so much fun to be around, and the fans just take it to another level.
And it's a good thing we didn't have a full tank of fuel in that Corvette. I don't think we would have gotten Andy out of it.
He'd still be out there.
You could hear him getting into the throttle. He was having some fun. Speaking of getting into the throttle, let's fire him up, Ben.
Well, thank you so much, Ralph. I'm here with Make-A-Wish. Lucas, are you having fun here with the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Val, are you having fun?
Yes.
Nice. Well, to deliver our most famous words in motorsports with Make-A-Wish, representing Bob Accardo. All right, you guys take it away.
Driver, start your engine!
Way to go, Lucas. Nice job.
Wonderful family. I got to meet them earlier just
so
before
into
this
it.
race.
I love it.
Oh, he is loving it. He's playing with his Matchbox cars that he got there. Got to sit in Bob's car. put the helmet on that Bob gave him. A really special family, and so happy to have him here.
Lucas is a 5-year-old from nearby Onalaska, Wisconsin. Had a liver transplant in 2020 and loves his racing. And we can see that energy, Lucas. And we are all here at the Trans Am family so happy to have you with us at Road America. Coming back for the start live on Speed Sport 1.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Haggerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Haggerty, let's drive together.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Cars are rolling here at Road America, and we love that. This is such a unique racetrack, as we've been telling you here at the beginning of the show. Let's take another look from a different approach, a little bit more graphically, if you will, at Road America. Adam, here it is. Take us through the 14 turns and the 4 miles here in Elkhart Lake.
Well, this is what we love about this map. It shows the elevation change that TV honestly can't do justice. You head up to Cube 3, Architecture Turn 1. Turn 2, not really a turn. It's just a little kink in the straightaway, but they count it as a Turn 2 here in at Road America. Go through Turn 3, exit of Turn 3, uber important. As you're going down that hill, you climb in the front straightaway to Mission Foods Turn 5. Probably one of the best passing opportunities, although this place does not lack for passing opportunities. Turn 6 is another one if you can catch them outside there. Turn 7, super fast. 8, you're getting wound down, but you're wound up for that carousel and into the kink at turn 11. 11A and then turn 12, Canada corner as we know it as well. Turn 13 and 14. Again, very important to get out of 14 and up that hill to the start finish.
Just like in Monterey, California and Watkins Glen, New York, street racing was the key here in and around Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Cliff Tuft, after they realized here, just like they did at the other 2 venues, that street racing wasn't the way to go with sports cars. They needed a purpose-built facility. Cliff, who was a highway engineer, got together with some influential people in the Chicago region of the SCCA. They came up with a plan. Cliff, Adam, would drive all around the region here, finding his favorite sections of road, corners, curves, straightaways, whatever it was, elevation changes, and he made notes about all of it and incorporated all of those notes into how he designed the racetrack here. So I don't know where Canada Corner is out in the countryside, but it's got to be a heck of a turn. Here's a look at the starting lineup now as we get ready to go racing here. You see Doug Winston's going to be back in 21st, Bob Accardo tail end of the field, and Adrian Vostovsky, Thomas Annunziata starting 23rd and 24th. How hard is it going to be for them to come up through the field from back there?
You know, if we were at Mid-Ohio, really, really hard. Here at Road America, it's difficult. It's always difficult to come from the back, but it wasn't that many years ago I watched Rafa Matos do the same thing here back in, I believe it was 2021. where they had a technical infraction after qualifying, and it put him at the tail of the field, and he drove to the front, only to finish second, because that was a day that honestly we went green to checker without a single caution, so or with minimal cautions. But hopefully we get a good clean race here today, as these Cube 3 Architecture TA2 drivers are lined up and ready to go.
That beautiful Elkhart Lake Blue Chevy C8 Corvette heads to the pit lane. The pace car is off. Field inching its way up the hill, and they'll see the flag stand up through the left corner of the window at the top. They'll see the flagman waiting for the green. Green flag, and we're racing at Road America live on Speed Sport 1.
Boy, Mike Skeen got a great jump there. What you need going into this turn 1 is to have that good clear space in front, but right behind him, Sam Corey is looking pretty racy.
Skeen, first 1-to-1. Corey is right there behind him. Here comes Tristan McKee, who's door-to-door with Corey Day. Through that bend at 2, and now it's downhill to 3.
Yeah, and you got Tyler Casera looking and poking, and you got Rafa Matos too. He wasn't real happy with his qualifying run yesterday coming through, and let's not leave Thomas Merrill out of this, another specialist here at Road America.
Let's see who got their Pirellis up the temp the quickest as we get ready for turn 5. Such a tricky spot on this racetrack.
It truly is, and it's very tricky to get these. You start with the pressures on a hot day like this. You start with the pressure so low so that you don't end up over pressuring the tires throughout the long 100-mile run here at Road America. But we seem to be very clean right here at the start of this race.
Saw one car getting off the line there at the exit of 5, now through 6 and headed over to 7, and it's hurry downs from here, and it is downhill into 8.
It sure is, and it's very tricky braking zone, and it's a very slick spot of the track. For whatever reason, it just kind of bottles up right down there and gets pretty slick as well, as all the way through the corner through the exit, and then get a good arc into the Casera going a little wide there. Good arc here into the carousel. Very, very tricky part of the track, and a place you're in it for so long, as Andy Lawley mentioned, a place that you could really lose a lot of time if you're not getting the car hustled through there.
Gut check right here at the kink.
Yeah, Mike Skeen was telling me, in qualifying these TA2 cars now, no brakes through there, just breathe off the throttle and then back to full throttle, which is absolutely amazing, the amount of commitment that takes.
And when we say breathing the throttle, he's not coming all the way out of it. He's just maybe an inch.
Just giving it a little breath, yeah.
You're only taking maybe 5 miles an hour off?
Right, just to get the front end to set, just to get that front end to dig in a little bit harder, get the weight to transfer a little bit. And that happens there, Sam. That's
Sam Corey getting way off.
Yeah.
Oh, and one around the 51 car.
It's Will Robinson.
Will Robinson has spun.
But pretty clean here, first lap up at the front here in the top 5, and you're gonna get the wheel dips like this early on, especially as the tires are slick. It looks like Adrian Vlastowski and the 90 car Thomas Annunziata have made good ways up to the field as well.
Yeah, we're waiting for them to cross the line. We'll see how far up they got. They started, 20th and 21st, something like that?
Yeah, I believe you're right. You're right around there.
And let's see where they are now.
We got Adrian's all the way up to 16th,
Yep.
and they got a big bet. And actually, Adrian's right ahead of Thomas Annunziata. So what I said the strategy would be is kind of been the opposite. I believe Thomas is going to climb onto the back of the 3 car and let the 3 car make the way for him.
Hey, whatever you got to do, right? Whatever works.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Skeen's out here checking out right there in the Guthrie's garage, Q3 Architecture. Number 2 car there. It's doing a great job. He's had pace all weekend long. Really pretty much untouchable pace all weekend long. Mike Skeen has had a specialist here, specialist race car driver, period. He's someone I hold on a very high regard for the talent and skill level that he has across a lot of different genres of racing. But he's very, very much comfortable and at home in a Q3 Architecture TA2 car.
This is going to be weird to say about, oh no,
Will.
Robinson off.
Yeah, he's dug in the litter there, so that's going to definitely be a full course caution. We're going to get the field slowed down and bunched up together here. We'll get a full course caution out of this. That's what happened yesterday. We had an early caution as well.
Weird to say this about Mike Skeen because he is very well known and he's a very, very quick racer. But would you say he's underrated? I think he is.
I agree. Yeah, no, I don't think he gets the credit. I say the same stuff about Matthew Brabham. I put those two in the same category.
How that's been missed, I don't know, right?
I don't know because they're so incredibly successful in everything that they touch. They're great people to be around. They have great energy.
Yeah.
They have great senses of humor.
Very positive.
Very positive, and they know race cars. Like you're as an engineer and as a mechanic, you're not bearing the load, because they're going to help bear the load. They're going to know pinpoint what the issues are and not make you have to search for them. So they're definitely on another level. And there's a lot of drivers like that. And I put Thomas Merrill in that category. I put Tyler Casera in that category. Rafa Matos in that category.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look at the ones that don't get to be around as much, like a Mike Skeen. I don't understand why. They again have the supreme talent and the personalities to match it. It's like, just for example, Mike considers himself the ginger stig.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that, right? I
Yeah.
mean, just fun people to be around.
Right. And with that, he crosses the line with the double yellows out. So while they're taking care of the business on the racetrack, we'll take care of it off. And we'll be right back for the restart from here at Road America.
In racing, every second counts. Communication isn't just important, it's everything. Established in 1996 in Daytona Beach, Florida, Speedcom Communications was born from a passion for racing and a vision to revolutionize motorsports communication. Trusted by competitors across the world.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Haggerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Haggerty, let's drive together.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn 140 mile an hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the VBox HD2 system.
That's the reason right there for this full course caution. Just slowed the field down, and it was also an opportunity for those that might be having an issue to visit pit lane. So let's get a report from Ben Sissel.
Coil. I was hearing Race Report was saying that there was a coil on the turn 8. Well, it's JC Monet, who's brand new here. Chris, his mechanic, is desperately trying to remount the shock up in there. He did say it broke something, but talking to Chris, he says, we think we can pound it back in, get that in there securely, and send JC out there. Now, luckily, this is the longest circuit that we run. So under pace, they should be about 3 minutes and 30-second laps. So he won't be down too much. And knowing JC, being the first time that he's here, he just wants to get out there and run some laps and get some experience here. But right now, Chris is putting the wrench to it. It looks like the mounts are still there. They're going to be able to get this on. They're going to be able to put the Pirelli P0 back on and get JC out there in this Nitro Motorsports. Beautiful Ford Mustang. So that's what's going on here with JC Monet. I can see all the pits are talking to the drivers. Beautiful weather. I'm going to send it back up to you in the booth.
Adam, how responsive is this racetrack to cloud cover?
Oh, big time. We saw, up to 20-degree differences in track temperature with a good cloud cover here. The surface here, it's a brand new surface 3 years ago. This is the third season on the new surface, and the new surface, it loves the sun. The sun really, it's a dark surface, and the sun hits it, and it brings up all that oil, and it makes it nice and slick out here. And then when that sun goes down, it tightens it right up. Like what I mean by that is the cars lose front grip or have so much rear grip that it actually tries to drive the front end of the car. So the cars will change quite a bit with cloud cover here.
Yeah, right now there's bright sunshine all the way around, but there are clouds out there that might, the way this place is, come over and cool down a particular section of track or a corner.
And I tell you what else I see are the flags, right? The flags are pretty much all full stiff, the flags we see around here, and it's a headwind down the front straightaway, which means it's going to be a tailwind on the other side there going down into turn 5, which also can suck people in down there.
And going into the kink.
Go into the kink, too. Yeah, you get a little bit crosswind, and it lifts the front end, which is no fun. So very, very interesting wind conditions, too, which can kind of play havoc.
That'll grab your attention, right?
Very much so, very, very much so. But we got two also, the championship within the championship. Barry Bowes and Jared Audrick are battling for 11th and 12th overall. 12th and 13th overall, but they are battling in the championship 1 and 2, and in this race 1 and 2 in Pro-Am. So that's going to be definitely a battle to continue to watch throughout today, as that's a strong, strong championship within a championship fight. As they're getting Will Robinson tugged out of the sand trap here. One of the best safety crews that you'll find anywhere in America, too, is right here at Road America. They're quick, they're on the money, and they really, really do care about your equipment. A lot of places would have tried to drag him just straight through there, and it would have scooped up even more gravel to take out on the track, but also could have tore up that splitter and ripped that splitter and that nose and done more damage, but they decided to lift that car up and drag it out. That's just some of the extra care that they do here at Road America with the safety crew.
Well, let's get more stories off the pit lane. Here's Ben once again.
Yeah, I've got Mark here with Nitro Motorsports, and Sam Corey was somehow able to get ahead of Corey Day, now I think currently P2. Is that correct?
That is correct. He got a great restart. Went through the gears. Seemed like Corey might have missed a little bit there. He was able to clear him into turn 1 and kind of settle in there in second, tried to chase down Skeen.
And what's he saying on the radio? Is he pretty calm?
Oh, no, he's always very calm. There's never any problem there. He's cool as a cucumber. He said he's probably just a little bit aero-tight at the moment behind Skeen, but otherwise he says the car's pretty good right now.
I got to let Mark go because he's got to go down to the restart zone because we're coming green this time by. Back to you in the booth.
Okay, Ben. Let's take a look at that start. Skeen just got this one right, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see a lot. I'm looking in the back there at that 90 car going from one side to the other side to the other side and dipping in the grass, just trying to find a gap to get through and make some hay while the sun shines here. But yeah, definitely pretty cut and dry up in the front. A little bit of off there for Corey Day, but pretty cut and dry up front. Mike had a great jump and got a good lead on this. But that Sam Corey that's an impressive young talent. We saw some very impressive moves just a couple races ago with his first win at Lime Rock Park. And now he's back here behind Mike Skeen, who we were just talking about his talent level and how Sam Corey is at the level. He's at a great level, but he's also still learning about driving these cars, coming from open wheel ranks, coming from high aero downforce cars into these cars that move around a lot. Getting behind someone like Mike Skeen, it's going to be a great, great lesson for a young driver.
Let's talk about the kid sitting in third right now, Tristan McKee, who got his first win just a week ago in Mid-Ohio, becoming the second youngest winner in the history of Trans Am at 14 years, 10 months, and 19 days old. Pretty impressive young man.
Very impressive. And you know, I talked to Scott Lagasse Jr. after that race, and he just even impressed me more with some of the approach that I had learned about Tristan's approach to these races and how he's going about his business. It's not what you'd expect out of a 14-year-old. He's super, super calm. He doesn't get excited on the radio. I think he had one moment of slight excitement on the radio, and they were able to calm him down right away as the drone is giving us a shot of Will. It looks like we're back in the fence here with Will. There's some oil on the track right here, but it looks like we're going to stay double yellow, it seems. If that looks like recent stuff. But it seems like Will Robinson is having a lot of problems out there. Maybe something broke, an oil line or something, and that caused the second incident.
Well, they're going to take a little more time cleaning things up, so we want to make sure we show you all the laps green. So we'll go ahead and take care of some more of our business while they do theirs. And we will be right back to America's National Park of Speed, Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series, presented by Pirelli, live on Speed Sport 1.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
And we are back here at Road America on board with Keith Prochuk. Just idling along here as they get ready to go under the Sargento Bridge, which means they're headed to the mooring sweep. And that means turn 5 is looming up at you fast, Adam. How far down do you start thinking about lining your car up right in your brake zone? As soon as you're out of 3?
Yeah, pretty much. And it depends on how you're racing and who you're racing out there as well. If you're a lone car all by yourself and you're discovering your own lines, there's a few different approaches to the turn 5. Turn 5, you can either square off the braking zone like you see so many do, get it square around the moraine sweep and get a good straight line on that, as Andy was saying, because you're already light and hard, light on the left side and hard on the right side there because of how that loads up. The other approach is just to use that moraine sweep as a straight line braking into the turn-in point for turn 5. It also keeps it a little bit mysterious behind you. You're kind of blocking without blocking because that's your line. There's some interesting approaches down there as well.
Let's get the latest story from Pit Road with Ben.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm here in Nitro Motorsports. Kyle over the Julian DaCosta car, the coolest looking car out there, I've got to say. Currently 5th. What's he saying on the radio?
He's saying the car is good. The Nitro Motorsports Toyota Camry is going good this weekend. Nick did a great job setting it up for us. The car's a little bit tight on the short run, so we set it up for the long run, hoping we can get all the laps in here. We know tire wear has been an issue for some of our guys, so we're trying to save some tires and just run our own pace, and hopefully we can be there at the end.
Yeah, we saw tire wear come into it in yesterday's TA race. Adam can speak to that, but Jimmy Live, you've been spending the weekend with Lucas with Make-A-Wish, and I know he's your favorite, so tell us about that.
That kid was so special this morning. I don't care how the rest of the day goes. Lucas from Make-A-Wish, he made my day because he looked at our car and said we were going to win. And I told him he's going on the roof with me in Victory Lane.
Nice, I love that. Well, Jimmy Live on the scene, rarely incorrect, so we might see something there. Back to you, gentlemen.
Oh, Jimmy's something else, isn't he? I've known Jimmy for maybe close to 30 years. And he is just—he's a great one.
Yeah, he's been around a long time, and he's everybody's buddy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Always got a smile on his face and always quick to have a good chat. So, yeah, I love Jimmy there.
Here's Adrian Vostovsky, who's been chipping away at it when we were green. Worked his way up to 16th is where Adrian is at, and he's dragging Thomas Annunziata with him, who's up to 17th.
Yeah, and he's right there behind Boris Ed. So this is he's going to be looking again to keep continuing to move through here. And you bet when Boris sees these cars around, he's going to step up and make it a very difficult way to get around them. But if they do find their way around him, he's savvy as well, and he'll go ahead and lock in and see what they're doing and what he can find inside that Toyota Camry of himself with the HendrickCars.com number 60.
Now I know as big-time racers, you guys never lose the desire, the passion, all that. But when you step away from it for a while, like Boris had, it's hard to get to 10/10 again, right? You can get to 7/8 pretty quick. 10/10 is another level.
It is, and the skill level where we're at in this Keep the Architecture TA2 Series, not just with the drivers, but with these teams, and it's a week in, week out deal. It used to be this was a class that you could come in and do a one-off and be very competitive and the whole bit. Now those days really kind of are gone. We have some powerhouses out there it just shows. We have Rafa Matos and Thomas Merrill, sitting, just barely inside the top 10 here, and Tyler Casero. These are very, very talented drivers and teams. So it just shows you how deep this field is and how difficult it is. So no, Boris is doing an awesome job out there, holding his own. and making some headway too, because he knows as well as anybody, probably better than most of this field, that this day is going to be about attrition as well.
Okay, so Adam, you're going around now on your 4th lap.
Yeah.
And full course caution. At first, you were letting the adrenaline settle. You were cooling off. Now you're getting hot because the air's just not flowing the way it was, and you're getting twitchy. You want to get going again, which we're hearing will be next time by. How do you balance all that mentally? What are you telling yourself?
You know, it's some of it is communication with the team too. You know, you can open up a line of communication with the team, and you can make things some lighthearted. You can kind of tease about the situation, say, you know, or that's kind of my approach, you know, per se, just to kind of keep it light and to keep myself from getting frustrated at something that's out of my control at that point, because you said it there. It's hot, and you're starting to heat soak. You know, your adrenaline's wearing off because the adrenaline from the start is gone. So it's not the easiest time, but these are professionals. They'll get it done.
Rafa Matos is up to 8th, Ben.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ralph. I'm here with Gil Martin, who, looking at his body language, looks pretty relaxed out there. But, you know, he started from further back. I just happened to be in the pit box when he came in. He had a tire puncture. So he just, you said he went into 5 with nothing pretty much in qualifying.
Yeah, pretty much. The tire basically went flat as soon as we left pit road yesterday, and he tried to do the best he could do just to post a lap. So we're going to have to do a little catch-up right here. But I think the American flag pole car is going to be good. The Chevrolet has been fast all weekend long, so we just need to get to running green right here and get everything going.
Well, that's Gil Martin with Silver Hair Racing talking about Rafa Matos. Back up to you, gentlemen.
Yeah, I was over in their pit earlier today, and they were talking about how with Harmon's car they were working to dial it in, felt like they were getting closer through qualifying, but hadn't gotten there yet. They made some more changes today. It sounds like same thing with Rafa's car, according to Gil. So it's just, you got to keep chipping away at it, don't you? Finding little bits here and there.
Yeah, as simple as these cars are and as little as we get to play with, it's amazing how much work you can actually get done on them and how much adjustment that these cars have to really dial them in. And it takes, this is a communication series. They're not allowed a lot of data on the cars. They're allowed some, but not a lot. Basic data. They're not allowed any shock pods or anything like that that can really tell them travel.
So what are you getting?
You're getting throttle position, you're getting brake position, you get steering position, speeds, you know, things, you know, very simple stuff, very basic stuff. So it's good for driver coaching, you know, for these teams that have, you know, you have your hot shot. Let's, you know, take Silver Hair, for example. You got Rafa Matos setting down the data laps, and then you have that comparing with Noah Harmon and coaching Noah through what they're seeing maybe in Rafa's data. You know, again, throttle position, brake position, steering, timing of the brakes, brake pressure, and, you know, those things. Where the TA car, we're pretty much unlimited for the signals that we can have, you know, as far as the data. But in TA2, it's very, very much controlled, so it's a communication series here.
On board with Adrian Vostovsky, big BMX guy. You get to see him ride around on his BMX bike in the paddock area. If he finds a open space, he's right there pulling all kinds of tricks.
Yeah, he's as talented in 2 wheels as he is on 4 here. He's a lot of fun to watch on his bicycle and the tricks that he does, and he's right at home doing it. He's one of my favorite people in this paddock. He's a great human being to be around him. Above all, he's fun. He treats people right. He treats people with respect, and he's a heck of a driver, and he's clean. It's you'll watch him come through this field like he's coming through this field, and he'll do it clean. He'll do it clean.
You need something to pull yourself away from, right? For you, it's fishing.
For sure, yeah. My wife and I, we love to fish and just enjoy the outdoors. And he enjoys his flat riding riding bicycle out there, flatland bicycle tricks, and you know, Manhattan life, right? The New York City life that he has.
There goes the CA Corvette off. So Mike Skeen's got the pack right on his tail as they come up the hill. Now you got to look through that upper left corner of the windshield to see the flag.
That's how you see them positioning. See how the drivers are positioning themselves so that they can get that look. You know, wherever they're lining their car up is so that they can see this green flag.
There it is. Everybody hard into the throttle. Rowing through the gears. Thundering down to turn number 1. Nobody's got Skeen yet. But look at Sam Corey in the 70.
Sam had a great restart there. Really, really good restart, and he's firing off really, really quick right here. You know, he's talked about being aero tight, and I don't know necessarily if he was so much aero tight. Yeah, you're going to pick up some of that, but I think he had a lot of low air pressure too, was what he's feeling. He didn't really have enough laps to know exactly where the car is at and balance. So give it a few more laps, Sam, and you'll know exactly where you sit with your balance of that race car.
And a nice move by Aguirre, too. It looks like he's moved up to, what, 5th?
Yeah, Valentin, the Argentine driver, long way away from home for him. And Sam is really just hounding Mike Skeen right off the bat. Up here into...
Oh, looking inside here, Adam.
Turn 6. Turn 6 is one of those places.
He's going to get him. And he's cleared him as they come to 7.
In the oil dry.
Oh,
in the oil dry.
Sent him right off. What a shame. Sam was doing
Sam.
So great. No fault of his own there.
No, it got to the left side just a little bit on that fresh. And that's just a savvy move by Mike Skeen, too. He knew that was over there. Left room for him to come down, but Sam still caught the left sides there. And that was all she wrote for him to go out there. And now you got Mike with the clear racetrack and no one really on his bumper right now.
So Tristan McKee now, last week's winner, second youngest in the history of the series, tries to close in to see if he can take a shot at Mike Skeen.
Exactly. And these are
contact here coming through kettle bottoms.
It's busy right there out of the kink.
Whew. That's narrow through there too, boy.
It is. It's super, super narrow. Lots of consequences coming through there. I remember back in the 80s, Davy Jones in a BMW.
Oh, yeah.
Ricocheting off both ends of that.
Catherine Legg in the IndyCar.
Yeah, Catherine Legg in the IndyCar. There are no small crashes in the kink or exiting the kink. But this the front here is Thomas
Merrill. Yep.
That
the HP Tuners 26 off into the
that looks
gravel.
like possibly Canada corner.
Yeah, and that's an easy place, especially on cold tires now on this restart, finding yourself.
And that was the mess that we saw happening. And when that was probably a result of some of that just kind of compounded down there in the end.
I hate to say it, but that could be a full course caution again, because if you're off in Canada, you are definitely in a
you're in
high
a bad
impact
spot.
zone. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in a bad spot, and it looked like he was in the kitty litter. And if these things are sunk down, this is really, really deep gravel.
You're not getting out of it.
No, they'll sink down to the chassis real quick. And I don't see the double yellows out yet.
Well, they might wait till like the entrance of the carousel.
Probably, and then get a code 60 out there and just bring the speed off the cars so that they're not.
And for those that are new to the Trans Am Series and the Q3 Architecture TA2 Championship presented by Pirelli, talk a little bit about code 60 and what that means for a driver and how you're known or told that it's out as we see the full course caution coming out now.
Yeah, we all have just a small little Flagtronics dashboard. It's LED light, and it goes ahead and gives you information. It gives you a debris flag, it gives you yellow flag, local yellow, full course yellow, insignias, and then the code 60 as you speak of. The code 60 is a purple box that comes up with the number 60 in it, and we need to come down to 60 miles an hour as soon as possible. Tim Richter, the chief steward, will give us a little bit of leeway, but he's watching that very closely, because once code 60 comes up, it all comes up on his computer screen, your speed, everything that's going on, where your position is on track. And so there are penalties involved if you don't get that speed off the car, and continue to keep that speed off the car. And then it'll tell you if you go over 60, because race cars don't necessarily have speedometers.
Yeah.
And if you don't have your dash set up to have a speedo, which most of them do for pit road speed limit, but if you're not paying attention to that, it'll flash slow until you bring that thing back down to 60. But it's a great addition. As you can see, it's well respected by the drivers, and it allows the safety crews to get out there and know that they can get out there and tend to a driver. And let's face it, if a driver's in a bad situation, you want that safety crew to get out there as soon as possible. And this is one of the great safety additions that Trans Am has made in the last few years.
Well, we hope to get him pulled out of Canada corner here soon and quickly get back to racing, as we have 45 minutes left to go here in our Q3 Architecture TA2 Series presented by Pirelli. Stay with us on Speed Sport 1.
Yes. Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Hawk Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake and Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race-proven and street-legal. Find the Hawk Performance brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Mike Skeen out of Charlotte, North Carolina, that Guthrie's Garage Toyota Camry, still leading here, has led every lap, started on the pole today. He is also running Visit Palatka on the car, as in Palatka, Florida, and that is a tip of the cap and a tribute to Scott Lagasse Sr. and his hometown. It's a big thank you to all the family and friends and supporters who have helped make them put this driving and team ownership together. They've done a wonderful job with it. And Scott Lagasse Jr. has picked up the torch and is carrying it well here today, Ben.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ralph. I'm here with Scott Lagasse Jr. Team SLR M1 race cars are having a good 2 weeks. Scott, how's it going out there?
Yeah, it's been a great trip. For me, it's been a lot of fun because my 10-year-old came with me, and we've been having a blast, her and I. But proud of our group. I mean, this is a group of guys and girls that fight hard, work hard, don't complain a lot, and just tackle what's in front of them at the time. You know, so it's been a fun weekend so far. Mike Skeen's obviously a phenomenal talent, and Jim Guthrie's Garage is making this happen. Ken Thwaite's Cube 3 with Nick. I mean, there's Franklin Road. There's just so many people that help make this happen that I can't help but thank all of them.
Now, are they going to work as a team up front?
No. The core of me is a driver, right? And so my radio would die if I ever got team orders. So I would expect the same out of them. So no, they'll. You know, I have one simple rule: use your head until the end of the race, and then try not to bring me back a wadded-up race car at the end. But it's up to them; they'll figure it out.
Nice. Team SLR M1 race cars 1, 2, and 3, and currently leading in Pro-Am with Barry Bowes. Good weekend for them last weekend. Good weekend for them so far here at Road America. Back up to you.
So for those of you that haven't run to Google search to try to figure out exactly where Palatka, Florida is, it's just south of Jacksonville and St. Augustine, north of Daytona Beach.
That's correct. Yeah. We are residents in Green Cove Springs, my wife and I, so not far from Lake Palatka. But
nice. My wife Kimberly.
We got a replay here of the. Looks like we got a replay here possibly of what happened with Thomas Merrill.
Yep, you can see. I think this is going to be down into Canada. There's the car off.
He's
on the
already
left.
been spun around, and don't know what caused that necessarily, but he's on the hook, and so something is detrimental to the car, and it wasn't damage as far as external damage that we could see. So I'm guessing something mechanically maybe went wrong with the car. I don't want to speculate too much, but that Mike Cope group prepares great race cars. They've won championship in the past with Thomas Merrill in high drama right at the end of the year. But they have Valentin Aguirre is from Argentina in P4 carrying the banner right now for Mike Cope Racing and doing a heck of a job. This is someone, we talk about one-offs, and I talked about how difficult it is earlier, not too long, about how hard it is to come in and just do these one-offs. And Valentin is one of those. He hasn't been a perennial contender all year long. He's just shown up at Sebring, and I think it was Road Atlanta, and then he's back with us here at Road America. So doing a great job there in P4 and just keeping his stuff clean.
The Argentinian driver wheeling the Mimo Corsa Mustang here today.
And then Tyler Casera, got to give a shout out him, and right there in P5, he said he had P3 pace for today. He's showing it. He's up there right down 5th, very methodically. He started, I believe, around 9th or 10th position, so he's climbed up quite nicely. Rafa Matos still there struggling in P11 for the Matos fans out there. And then Gian Buffamante, he's held his own there in P7. Best qualifying of his Cube 3 Architecture TA2 career. He's there in P7 doing a great job holding his own as well.
This is a big race for Gian because he's from Naperville, Illinois, so this is pretty much the home race for him.
Pretty much.
He's in that Nitro Motorsports Toyota Camry.
Yeah, I talked to Tony, his dad, today, and he's going to be spotting for him. Shout out to him as he's out there in the heat. We're in the nice air conditioning here. But Tony Buffamante is going to be there. They're having a great time. He's reminding his son of how special it is that he's getting to do this at age 17 in these cars up against this competition with a team like Nitro Motorsports. So it's really, really great to see as we're looking down on Sam Corey, who had so much speed early on and got caught in that little bit of that oil dry there that shoved him off, and he's rolling P6 right now behind Tyler Casera, his teammate and driving coach. We've got to remember that Tyler Casera is the driving coach for Nitro Motorsports in this Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series.
Here's the oil spill that we were keeping an eye on that caused some problems for Sam Corey.
And a great pass here and great racing too, right? Like Mike Skeen recognized that, the youngster got a good run in there. But, man, just so little. That's all it took. A really fast corner there in turn 7.
I mean, he was not, in it. He was just on the edge of it.
We're talking, what would you say, maybe a credit card.
Yeah.
Width was how much tire got on it. And it doesn't take much. You need all that grip of all that, Pirelli rubber hitting the track. You can't afford any of it to be compromised, and it showed right there. It absolutely showed right there.
Well, we've got 16 laps remaining, or 37 minutes, whichever comes first, in our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 race.
Yeah, this is it's a long lap here when you're green. So when you're under these yellows, it's super, super long. Right ahead of Adrian Vlastowski right there, you have. You got our ex-pro football player in Jared Audrick. He's now a race car driver, and a darn good one, by the way.
Very good one.
He's doing a darn good job bringing all those things that he knew as a professional athlete, the studying and the video and the film and the things that they do at that level in that sport, and he's bringing it to this sport, and he's finding that success. He's got Adrian Vlastowski behind him, who's loaded for bear and coming through this field. Adrian already running in the P14 position. Thomas Annunziata, P12. Both of those cars, remind you, they came from the back of the field today.
You can see that the Corvette pace car has pulled forward and is ready to exit the track. Mike Skeen will lead this field up the hill. Now, if you're Skeen, what are you going to try to do on this restart?
Something different, because they were on to you the last time. And, Tristan McKee, he's going to be he showed last weekend, he's a pretty tough one to outsmart. So Tristan's climbing right up his bumper. He's going to wait for that. I guarantee you Tristan's just watching the back end of that 2-car. Second it wiggles, he's grabbing throttle.
Looking for that green. Long wait. There it is. Skeen back into the throttle. Look at him fan out. Corey way to the inside, trying to get a spot or two back. Look at Vostovsky. You can see him deeper in the field, has already moved up some. Jared Odrick trying to get some spots on the outside. Tristan McKee, he is right there glued on Mike Skeen.
He is, and Tyler Casera there too, looking at the back of Valentin. Looked like it might have been a little bit of nudge there, got a little bit of accordion up, and Sam Corey is itching too as well to jump and pounce on this. This turn 5 is going to be really good, Ralph Sheheen.
Oh, or really bad, depending on where you are, right? But here they come, starting to think about their braking zone, when they're going to hit on those binders. Deep into the corner goes Skeen. He takes that outside line and then cuts it back to the apex. Corey Day sitting right there in third. We haven't talked a lot about Corey, but he's having a nice solid run here today so far.
He is. I know he expected a lot more out of his pole position run at Mid-Ohio last week. Had a struggle on the start there, and that kind of put his day back, and he did not have that day. So he is putting a day together here so far here at Road America.
And don't forget Corey Day, who's driving that HendrickCars.com machine. He's in the Hendrick Driver Development Program. He's been running sprint cars. He's been running NASCAR machinery. He's been bouncing all over the country, wheeling a lot of different things. So seeing a good run here in TA2 is awesome.
I think Tristan.
Oh, one off into the dust.
Is that Gian?
I think it is, coming through the far end of the carousel.
I believe that's Gian.
Yeah, and he was running up in 7th.
Yep. That's Jan. Yeah, that's a shame. But he's no worse for wear. Just calm down and bring it up. It's the exact thing like Tony said. He goes, no matter what happens, Tony told him, he goes, I've done worse. So you're never gonna disappoint me, and you're just out here to learn. This is his learning year, and he's learning. He
another one off coming through 13.
That's an easy thing to do. I did that yesterday, and you grab a little bit too much curb at the apex, and that could toss you out and put you where you don't want to be. But we're seeing, also. It looks like Tyler Casera lost a spot to Sam Corey.
And that was somebody inside the top 10 back there that went off at 13. Not sure who it was.
It was. And I'm almost wondering the amount of time that Casera lost in that short amount of time that maybe Tyler was the one that got out there and the stuff. I'm only speculating here as I did not see it. I'm just going by where Tyler was on track to where he's at now on track position.
Here we go, back towards 5 as we go through the Moraine sweep, and Skeen has opened up a little bit of gap now.
Skeen has got himself a little bit of breathing room. He could drive a little bit less defensive and kind of just run his lines, the lines that he wants to run.
Sam Corey on the outside of Aguirre as they go into 5. Oh, and Aguirre's just going to get back in front as Corey got a little wide.
Yeah, no, Valentin's not going to be an easy one to pass. That is a seasoned racer. He's very well known and phenomenal down in the Argentina ranks. And I think he's the winningest driver in the class that he races down there. Most championships, a whole bit. So don't look at him as being just a passover here. So definitely doing a great job, and we're on board here with Adrian Vlastowski, who has climbed into. It looks like he's in the top 12 now. He's sitting P12. Thomas Annunziata sitting P10. Again, big runs up to the field here. They're both battling each other for the Bassett Hard Charger Award. At the end of this race, because it's going to go to one of these two and how they're coming up through this field.
Yeah, and you talk about Aguirre, those Argentinian people are passionate about their motorsports.
I drive for one, Claudio Burton.
Right.
Yeah, tons of passion. And I mean, doesn't that all go back to to Juan Manuel Fangio, the El Maestro,
the great 5-time world champion.
Yep, and I mean that kind of just instills a passion. I think we've seen it with the Brabham family in Australia and with McLaren too from New Zealand and all over the world. And the Brazilian passion that came with Ayrton Senna. I mean, it's just when you have those sporting heroes. Oh, it looks like this is that the 60.
60, yeah,
that'd be J.C. Meunier. Oh, the 80 car.
The 80, yeah.
The 80, I believe that. And again, I believe that's J.C. Meunier, yeah. Not in a horrible spot. I didn't see 100% where he was, but at least inside of the track, up against the wall. Not in the most.
Yep, there he is. So
yeah, he's not in a high impact zone here. I don't know what they'll do. That'll be definitely a call to Tim Richter.
He was back in about 20th. Meunier was.
Yeah.
And we should give a shout out to Mia Lovell. Oh, as we see, McKee has gotten around here. Oh, that's Day. Yeah, I thought that was Skeen for a second.
Very similar cars.
Very similar, the white with the blue.
That's why they got the orange on the front of Mike's car so the teams could see.
I want to give a shout out to Mia Lovell, who's not racing here with us this weekend. This was not on her schedule, so no surprise that she is not here, although we all would love to have seen the young 18-year-old racing.
No.
Adrian Vostovsky on pit road. Hood pins coming out.
Is that who we saw drive off? Is that who we saw drive off and collect a bunch of stuff?
Could very well have been because he was up in that.
Yeah, they were out there with the leaf blower. So, yeah, maybe it was Adrian that had a little bit off there in turn 13.
And that could have rattled something loose, knocked something off. A million things could happen.
And they got a new engine in that car, right? Because that's why they were in the back. Because that looked like Rafa Matos, or maybe it was that Harmon. I believe maybe it was Harmon going.
Harmon with DeCosta. Yeah, they're fighting over 7th right now.
Yeah, that was a great pass. That was textbook pass. Again, the silver hair card, same problem. It's very difficult to point out which one is which unless you get that side profile. So not too sure if that was indeed Rafa or if Noah had already cleared DaCosta, and that was, again, like I said, Rafa getting that position there. Some defensive moves made right there by Valentin on Sam Corey. Sam is all over Valentin. Sam has got pace.
He's pushing him, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got pace on Valentin.
He is really pushing. Let's see what happened with Vostovsky. He went through the dust. Not sure he caused it, but he certainly went through it.
And if I look ahead, I think again, I go back to maybe it was Tyler Cassera because of the position, because Tyler's rebounded and he's back and closed that gap back up to Sam and Valentin. As Sam's trying to go around the outside of Valentin here.
Can't get it done there.
Remember Sam, very unorthodox in his moves in these race cars. Like I wouldn't have expected him to make the pass on Annunziata for the lead on the uphill at Lime Rock. So you look at Sam to get creative here, and he's an open wheel driver, so it's not like he's a fender driver. He's gonna do things clean, and I'm excited to see the pass that he makes there.
Vostovsky back out on the race course, so that's good to see.
Yeah, that's good. I think Sam, the battle there was Sam, Corey, and Valentin. There it is.
Corey to the outside, contact going into 5, heavy contact, and Corey is going to get pushed off the line.
Comes the bottom end of that one.
Yep, the winner in Lime Rock Park a few weeks back finds himself losing a spot instead of gaining one, so he's now in 6th with Cassera moving up to 5th. And Tyler Cassera, making that first start of the season, has 3 starts here at Road America, a best finish of 4th back in 2020, so he's sniffing around that.
And Tim Richter was very clear in the drivers' meeting about one move, making one move. So he's going to be watching those close, and there's only one move there. I'm not saying that Valentin was making an extra move or anything to block, but I'm saying that that's what he's going to be watching, is to make sure that that's not happening as things progress here. But yeah, Sam comes out honestly on the bottom end of that as Tyler Cassera grabs position.
Valentin definitely took him wide.
Yes.
What is the ethics of that for you as a driver? How far are you okay with a guy taking you?
I mean, I think there's limit. I think that was within the limits. I don't think there was anything dirty there from either driver. Valentin is fighting hard out there, and you got to appreciate
Corey
that.
inside.
Sam, I told you, unorthodox. That's not a typical
That's not
move.
what you're looking for,
No,
is it?
Turn 14 is not your typical move, and these are teammates. These are both out of the same. And like I said, this is driver coach against student.
Now Corey's going to have the advantage. He might get a little arrow off of
McGuire. Yeah, you get a little sniff from and now he's moved over. Valentin has moved over. Smart, savvy move from Valentin too. You give one a sniff for a little bit, and then you give the other, and let them battle it out and give yourself a little bit more of a gap.
Cassera moves back behind him, so Corey now back into 5th.
This is great racing here. What great racing at this point in the field, at this point in the race. I think the drivers too are feeling that maybe at some point this is going to turn into a timed race, not necessarily by laps. So with all the cautions that we had, so they're really driving like this is the end here.
It's a full-on sprint. Yeah, there's 26 minutes left to go, or 11 laps, whichever comes first.
Yep, and a little bit more than a 2-minute lap. We're right there, as it looks like.
Vostovsky back on pit road, as is Bob Accardo.
Yeah, and you got Barry Bowes here with some damage. This is big implications for his Pro-Am championship. You got Barry Bowes, who was running 10th.
He was leading that
category.
Leading
that. Had a little bit of a gap on Jared.
Yeah, Jared was running 2nd. He moved up now to the lead. Keith Prochuk 3rd with Sabato 4th. Everybody moves up one. Look at the damage to the hood here on Barry Bowes' car.
And this is not the track that you can get away with that. That'll slow you down significantly down these long straightaways. You're not getting the right downforce on the car through a corner like we're going through here in the carousel. So this is for the SLR group that's running 1, 2, 3 right now. They were about to sweep it all with having a Pro-Am in the lead here, and that's changed. Well, it may change. Honestly, Barry's holding his own. I'm not going to take it away from him right now. I'm just going to say it's going to be very difficult to hold your own with that kind of damage.
He'd be looking for Julian DaCosta to crawl up behind him. Julian running in 11th. And then Odrick is right behind that.
Yeah, and I mean, right there, right the previous lap, too, just before this happened to Barry, he turned his fastest lap of the race. You got Mike Skeen just absolutely checking out. He's the only driver running in the 2-minute 12. Everyone else in the 2:13 range, so nobody really has that pace that we're seeing out of the leader there.
Yeah, Skeen 3.6 seconds up on Tristan McKee.
Yeah. Thomas Annunziata has shown, some pretty decent pace as well as he's been coming up to the field. good to see that. And Adrian looks like this looks like retirement here for Adrian, which is a shame. They fight so hard, that group does. You got Billy there at the nose of the car. I would be remiss if I didn't say go Dogs for Billy. You know, a Georgia boy. He loves his dogs. So, but yeah, this is a shame to see this group. They fight so hard. Doug Winston's still out there carrying the banner for them, and Doug Winston right now is running in the 20th position, still on the lead lap, but 20th position down there, and just getting these laps in, getting that 100 miles in. Doug and I talked. This is one of his favorite racetracks. Not his favorite. Watkins Glen will hold that title, but this is Boris.
Boris said off at 5. Gets it fired up. Oh, he got together with Jared Odrick.
Yeah. That's interesting. For position on track, but not position within class, would have been those two.
Yeah, they were fighting for 12th.
Right, and that would be a great gift if Keith Prochuk was to be able to get through there. That would be a great gift for Keith, because Keith was currently P3 in the Pro-Am. And Keith and Roberto Sabato and Jim Gallagher and Tom Sheehan are all in a battle, all on their own, that battle within a battle in the TA2 Pro-Am class. And right here we're looking at it. Doug Winston pulling up right there behind Jim Gallagher.
Yep.
As they come through the famed carousel here, Boris said leading that group. Got Thomas Sheehan, Cale Phillips.
Boris, a former winner here in Trans Am and IMSA competition at Road America.
Yes, he is. I mean, he's a specialist. Obviously, Boris has won, I think, I don't know if there's a racetrack Boris hasn't won at.
I was going to say, you can say that about him at just about everywhere, can't you?
Pretty much. He's got such a storied career, and continuing to carry it on, and carrying on next generation, helping out those around the paddock. So he loves this series. He loves these cars. He loves to be around this. And then there's JC Minier again. Is he in the same spot that he was before?
I was wondering about that.
Got a slow car, so that's signifying a slow car, which was Eric Caton here.
Yeah.
So they'll give us that when there's a medic on the field, or if there's a race car actually going slow, just to bring your awareness up, heighten your awareness.
So he pulls over, and we stay green. 9 laps remaining.
And Mike Skeen is just gone. He's got himself a 4.2-second lead. Just a tap of the brakes at the top of the hill for turn 6. This car is hooked up, and he said he couldn't wait to get going because it's so rare in your driving career that you get cars like he's got.
You can see he's charging hard, but he makes it look so effortless.
Yeah, no, that's Mike. He's just that kind of, like the same as Matthew Brown. Like I said, I hold them both on such a high regard, and that's part of it, is they make things look so easy, and they're great, and they're open to talk about it, right? I love making friends with the fast guys, because you're going to learn something from them. They're gonna open up, and that's not the only reason I'm friends with them. It's just the way it works out, and they're great people is first and foremost, and that's what you really focus on, is them as a person, and that's who you want to make friends with, and they just happen to be fast, and you get to learn a few things.
It's Hurry Downs down to turn 8. Oh.
It's a tricky spot.
A little wide
down
there.
Yeah, it's tricky down there, and those exit curbs are not friendly. They will take the car and move it a foot further than you want it to move. Through that carousel again, so much fun through those corners. We've got the top 3-4 here: Sam Corey and Tyler Casera.
Casera in the Mobile 1, number 10.
And they've all since moved around Valentine. Valentine has now moved back into the P6 position, has relinquished that 4th place position.
McKee is pulled away from Day, and here comes the fight up the hill.
That's Annunziata on Valentine.
Right here.
Yep, that's Annunziata on Valentine.
The black and red on the right.
He's currently scored in the position. We'll see if he can clear him in turn 1.
And he's got the 2 silver hair cars of Harmon and Matos right behind him.
That's right.
And there's Bose.
And the damage is not doing what I thought.
Look at this. Harmon and Matos getting pretty aggressive. Contact between the 2 silver hair cars. And Harmon's going to get the worst of it as he is off into the gravel up along the fence at the entrance to turn 3. All right. Full course caution is out. How'd you read that one?
I'm not too sure, other than a racing incident. Rafa was in a position, and Noah had moved to get his own position, and it just was like a kind of a racing deal. They came together. That was nothing intentional by any means, any stretch of the imagination. But let's take another look at it, get another better look. But
Here
yeah,
they come.
when you look at Noah's got his position there, and then at the last minute decides that he wants to come across, and Rafa's already committed. So there's nothing Rafa could have done in that moment. So I call that a racing incident, and just super unfortunate that they're teammates, and super unfortunate that Noah ends up here stuck in the kitty litter.
And I'm not sure Noah could have known how close Rafa was at that moment.
Yeah, it's tricky, but at the same time, that's what he's going to learn as a young driver, that even in that moment you need to give that glance in the mirror and make sure, because you have been bottled up, that someone hasn't taken advantage of that spot, knowing that you have someone so savvy like a Rafa Matos behind you that if there's a gap, he's going to take it.
He's taking it, yeah. 18.5 minutes to go, or 8 laps. Either one first to the checkers here today. We want to show you all that live when we come back here to Road America, America's National Park of Speed. You're watching it all live today on Speed Sport 1.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
We turn 140-mile-an-hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HT2 system.
Said.
One of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zone, like this one right here.
Both go around. There's the green. We are back and at it. Watch this. Oh, look out. Miller, look out.
Well, there you see Noah Harmon's car. They've got it out of the kitty litter. Oh, let's go down to pit lane now. Ben Sissel has more for us.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm here with Santiago, who's with Valentin. What's happening? You said there's some stuff happening with him.
Yeah. He's having some temp issues, so he's backing up the pace a little bit. So we are going to try to finish the race in the best possible.
So can you say something to our fans in Español, please?
Ok, gracias Argentina por estar haciendo el aguante y nada, vamos con todo.
I love it. Well, hold on. While they're still under yellow, I saw Thomas Merrill over here in street clothes. I want to talk to him. So here's Thomas over here with Cope talking. I didn't get to see what happened. So Thomas, I don't even know what happened. I didn't get to see it, but it's rare to see you in street clothes.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. We're going to have to look at it. Right behind Rafa there, racing for position in the Canada corner in the middle of the brake zone. The car just went sideways. I don't know if I got collected or what happened, honestly. But, man, the racing was fierce out there. I think we all had a sense that we weren't going to get a lot of green flag laps. So it was a lot of argy-bargy. But so sorry for the Cope guys. We had a good race car. I think we would have marched forward and made a race of it if we stayed out there.
Well, I hate that you're out of the race, but I love that you're here supporting the Mike Cope team, rooting on your drivers. Gentlemen, back up to you in the booth.
Okay, Ben, we've got 7 laps now remaining. It'll be 6 when they cross the line, or 14.5 minutes here.
And with 2-minute plus laps, we're looking at probably a timed race here, and
it's going to be close.
Yeah, it's not been official, so I don't want to speak out of turn, but we'll keep an eye on that and encourage the fans to do the same as we look at a replay here.
Put your helmet on again. Tell me what you're seeing.
Same thing, right? Noah makes a big commitment to the inside, and Valentin has got that covered up, so he feels like, I'm going to move to the outside and open up and use that open door and try and carry my momentum. Unfortunately, his teammate Rafa Matos had already had the same idea, and Noah gets sent into the Kitty Lata and was there and stuck. And
I'll tell you what, if he'd have stayed to the inside going into 3,
yeah,
it might have just opened for him. There would have been contact there, but he'd have been on the inside pushing out.
There's a teaching moment there.
Yeah.
For sure. And that's where Noah's at. Noah's at in his career is what he's doing here is he's learning, and that was a definite moment for that. And you hate to see that for Silver Hair Racing, Maurice and Laura Hull.
Oh, they're great people.
The salt of the earth, great human beings, and love being around them. And you just want, you want their success. I appreciate everyone in this paddock. I really root for all their successes. And but you hate to see two teammates have that happen and it be a racing incident like that, because I know I'm sure Rafa in that moment was like, no,
yeah, don't come here.
Yeah, and so it's not exactly ideal, but some great racing left still, and looks like we're going to get ready to go green right now. It looks like they're lining up to go green. Pace car's pulled out.
Yeah, pace car ready to exit the track. We're ready to get back at it. Sheheen crushed the restart last time. See what he can do here.
He crushed it, and the car fired off, and he went.
Yeah.
You got 3 SLR cars, so equally yoked cars at the front of the field, all M1 chassis. So this will be really, really interesting to see how this thing fires off right here. And as now, we've got a little bit more wear, and Gian's letting some people by here.
Bostovsky rolling again, but rolling right back to the pit lane, watching for the green. Green waves, and we're racing again.
Wow, Tristan got a good jump. Tristan got a really good jump towards the end of this front straightaway. Mike is not relinquishing anything, though. Deep on the brakes into turn 1.
Boy, that is deep, too. And McKee was right there with him, step for step.
Yeah, Tristan is chomping at the bit here. This is your points leader, remember. Tristan McKee, the youngster, the 14-year-old there.
Rafa
back it through.
Taking
Sam
out
Corey.
Sam Corey in the 70. And at least one other car.
That's Tyler Casera.
And then there goes Prochuk.
Oh, man. A lot of collateral there, and someone slow.
Not sure what happened there with Rafa, but that's not a classic Rafa type of move. You almost wonder, did something stick wide open on him?
Something stuck wide open, or something didn't quite react when he went to it.
The brakes didn't work or something.
Yeah, brakes. You remember this Road America, very, very hard on brakes. Big braking episodes here, big time. Got to take a lot of speed off the car. So, he just had impact with a teammate that might have broke a brake duct.
Yeah.
And cooked the brakes too.
Yeah.
So anything could have happened there, but that was not Rafa driving over his head. That was Rafa having a mechanical.
And you could see the Flagtronic system clicked on right away. These guys are all slowed down to 60 by the time they got to turn 5. And we've got 10 minutes to go. And at least 3 cars to pull out of the kitty litter.
Pretty good mess over there.
This is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty good mess over there, and you hate to see that again.
Well, he was flying down the inside there.
That was scary stuff. You
Yeah.
know, when cars come across cars like
there
that.
There he is. He's out of the car.
Rafa's out of the car and okay.
Can't get unhooked of everything yet, but
I believe he took the hardest of the impact.
Oh man.
Sam was collateral damage in that. Everyone really was. I believe Rafa's the only one that's Sam's over there broken down too.
Let's see if we can watch this again here, Adam. I mean, he just comes diving to the inside. You can see, I mean, he should be braking in here. And he cuts to the inside.
I'm guessing he had no brakes. He got no lockup at any point. He got the car spun around. He did what a pro does when you have no brakes. You get the car spun around and make sure that the impacts are as minimal as possible, and that's what he did. He hated for Sam Corey. He had such a great race going. Tyler Casera as well. Tyler's not gonna be running. Not running week in, week out. And then Prochuk here. on board with Keith.
He's just dealing with the fallout, right?
Yeah,
I
I think he might have got a little help from the back too, because you got accordion effect. And when you're tucked up behind another car, I can't stress enough. This is the same thing that you see in your when you're tucked in behind and Rolf has explained to Sam what had happened here. And, because this Rolf is a sportsman. He didn't want to end anybody else's race or be the cause of that. And
poor Sam Corey was having a very competitive run here today. The Lime Rock winner, Sam out of Cornelius, North Carolina.
Sam's got a bright future. He really does. He's going to go places. And Tyler Casera right there with his suit already down and with a bottle of water in his hands. It's a hot day out there. These cars are super, super hot. So those three are discussing. Rafa's offering up the condolences and apologies, if you will, and explaining to those two what had gone on. But yeah, you can see the hand out the window. That's scooping air. It's a hot day out there. You can see a lot of hands out the window scooping in that fresh air just to make it through here.
Well, let's see what Gil Martin has to say from the Silverhair squad. Let's check in with Ben.
All right, I'm here with Gil Martin, and as you can see, they have a great screen here, and all the Silverhair team was here around this watching. I heard a big scream. So, Gil, in your opinion, what happened out there?
Well, I mean, it looked like the caution before that we got into Noah and did some damage to the right front, but I think this looked like trying to overtake too many cars right there and got in the right side, got in the grass, and I'm sure it wouldn't stop because of it and just slid right through everybody.
Unfortunate, too, because some of these restarts, cautions breed cautions. That's kind of what we're seeing out there today, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, everybody's trying to make it up because we've been under caution for so long. We're running out of time. So everybody's pushing really hard right there on restarts to try to get as much position as they can, and there just wasn't enough room.
Just wasn't enough room. That's pretty well said there from Gil Martin. Gentlemen, back up to you.
Yeah, and Adam, you're still not convinced of that, though. You think it might be more of a mechanical sitch than him just being aggressive.
Yeah, what I didn't see was, like, if it was aggression, I feel like I would have seen some brake lockup. I would have seen some tire smoke from there because he would have realized he was over-aggressive at that point. So, again, this is all speculation from the cheap seats up here, I mean,
these are cheap, too, by the way.
They are. So until I actually get some ears around Rafa and find out what he felt from the cockpit, it's all speculation. But, yeah, that didn't seem like an over.
Yeah, but I get Gil's point. It is late in the race. There's less than 7 to go, 5 laps remaining. Everybody's up on the chip, elbows up, trying to make it happen as you look at it again. And to your point, yeah, Rafa moves over like he's going to try to dive up the inside, but it's pretty quick in here. He would have realized, I can't make that, and it would be locked up by there.
And the wheels are still turning.
Still turning.
They're still turning even in the grass.
Yeah.
They're still turning. Like he would be locked up right here.
Fully.
And because that's just natural. That's your natural. Like you look at Sam Corey's, they were locked up as he slid in the grass, and he released it so that he could turn the car and not hit anything else. So, I'll be interested to talk to Rafa and see what he felt from inside the car, and maybe Ben, who knows, maybe Ben could track him down and see him after they get done, because they'll have to make a trip to the medical center if you can't drive your car back.
Yeah.
They make you go take a look and make sure the doctors are, and they're all fine, as we saw, perfectly healthy.
Yeah,
for the
fortunately
families
everybody able to get out. And again, a tip of the hat to all the folks with the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series presented by Pirelli and the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli, designing such a safe car. I mean, we've seen some hellacious hits this year. Chris Dyson can attest to that. You had a massive one at Sonoma, not to be forgotten by any chance.
Yeah, and Sebring. I hate to bring that up, but yeah, no, it is a testament. All these manufacturers of these cars in this class right here. You have 3 with M1. With the top 3, you have Cope cars, and then you have Howe. Which we're on board with a Howe car right now, Adrian Vlastowski, and so you have 3 really individuals that build these race cars. It's their business, but they also care. They care about drivers. They care about the safety of these drivers. I think we've all, I think at this point, most of us have either witnessed the history and seen the evolution of the safety of the sport, and we don't want to go anywhere backwards. And this is what this group does in the Trans Am paddock. They make sure that we push each other not only on the racetrack, but we push each other to be a good, safe race car, so that when you strap inside it, you know you're going to come home.
Are you ready for this? Thomas Annunziata, with everything going on, has worked his way up to 4th. And poor Adrian, he's still rolling around out there, but not anywhere inside the top 20.
And I want to go ahead and point out, too, that Thomas Annunziata, he's worked his way up to 4th. But look at that race car. It's clean. It's absolutely clean. And I think not enough people people are quick to beat up on Thomas because he's a very aggressive driver. But this is a young man here who just drove through the field at Road America with all the mess that we've seen today, Ralph. And that young man's sitting P4 with a clean race car.
And he's been aggressive at the right times, like on restarts when he could take advantage of it and use the draft and work to the inside or outside and pick off 3 or 4 before he gets to 1.
Right. As we got Noah and Gian going down pit road, a couple of rookies running down pit road here. As we continue to clean up what we have going on here. Again, I think we've probably got at least another lap or 2. Maybe
yeah, we've only got 3.5 minutes left to go here. We don't want to miss the finish, whether it's green or under yellow. So we'll step away real quick, but come right back to Road America, as things have been wild all afternoon here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. But you've seen it all live on Speed Sport 1.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance, priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Back here at Road America, they call it America's National Park of Speed. And Adam, we have some beautiful national parks out there, Yosemite, Yellowstone, but boy, this might be my favorite.
It is. It's a favorite of my wife and I's. It's hard to find. You're not going to find anything bad to say about Road America. And on top of it, every year we come here, there's improvements. How many racetracks do we go to year in and year out that they got the improvements like that?
And happy 70th to Road America as they celebrate their 70th anniversary. White flag is out. We're going to have one more tour here with 30 seconds to go and 4 laps remaining. So this will be how they will take the checkers in one more lap as they come across.
Well, you hate it for the fans,
yep.
But at the same time, they saw some great racing when they got to see it.
A lot of action.
A lot of action. Looks like Team SLR is going to have a 1-2-3 today. Thomas Annunziata, a barn burner day. What a great day for him driving through the field. Minimal damage on points as he finishes. Just 2 behind our points leader right there, Tristan McKee. Valentin in a top 5 position, carrying the Cope banner, doing an awesome job there. Julian DaCosta, P6. Barry Bowes with that damage, overcome it. I got to give him credit. I did not give him enough credit that he was going to be able to overcome that and hold that position, but he holds that position over Jared Odrick. And you got your top 3 there is Tom Sheheen pulling off that podium as well in PA.
let's give Thomas Annunziata all the credit he deserves this weekend, because he goes to Lime Rock, runs a truck race, ran very competitive, got turned in the race, or would have had a better finish because he was up inside the top 10, gets on the pole, if I'm not mistaken, for the ARCA race, ends up winning that, hustles all the way over here to Road America. Nothing like Lime Rock. Yes, they're both road courses, but it ends there.
Yeah.
And he fights his way through a very thick field of talent to a well-earned fourth, and if this thing had gone back to green, might put himself on the podium.
His pace was right there. Yeah, I think he could have been definitely a podium contender, kind of spoiled the SLR party up front here. But Mike Skeen drove the little bit of green laps that they got. Nobody had anything for Mike Skeen. He proved that. Just like Tristan McKee, no one had really anything for him last week at Mid-Ohio. But Thomas Annunziata, the only damage he's got is someone got in the back bumper. I just saw it there. But
not
I mean,
his.
Not of his fault. Clean race car to get him to that position up front. And let's give a shout out to Boris Said, P9.
How about it?
Yeah, after a spin and
Yep.
all this chaos, he brings that thing home. And
which is what a veteran champion does, right?
That's what they do. It's absolutely what they do. So well done to Boris Said. I know that TA2 cars, Cube 3 Architecture TA2 cars are not his favorite to drive. But he definitely did the job today and made his son proud.
Yeah, he did. And he's in one piece, and we'll see Boris Said Jr. again soon, that HendrickCars.com machine. And, to finish this off with Thomas, if he just keeps doing what he's doing, the biggest challenge for Annunziata is not if he's going to move up, but where is Toyota going to find the hole for him?
That's exactly right. And they're going to. I mean, he's such a supremely talented individual.
You don't want to let that one go.
No, and the talent's on and off the track, right? Like the talent on the track is obvious, and we see it every time he turns a wheel. Off the track, he's friendly, he's approachable. He's
good in the booth.
He's a good-looking kid. He's good in the booth. He's honing all his skills because he understands that it's not just the skills behind the wheel that are going to make his future. He needs to be a very well-rounded individual in all ways, and he's focused on that. And I'm enjoying watching his career go where it's going. But I'm really, really impressed with what we got here in the minimum amount of laps that he got to run. Green flag laps to get up to P4 like that. And I get it. There was a lot that went on ahead of him, but at the same time, you have to keep that nose clean, and you gotta get to that finish, and they were able to do that. So a good day for Nitro here.
Good weekend for Nitro.
Yeah, good weekend for Nitro, and they're competitors. They don't like to finish anywhere other than first place, but to see what they got out of this is pretty special.
Well, here they come, popping up over the rise at 13 and settling in for 14. Final corner of the day for our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series presented by Pirelli. They'll make their way up the hill and across the checkered flag.
Shout out to Jim Guthrie, Guthrie's Garage. Maybe this gets them excited too, and they come out and do more with Mike Skeen and get more of this. But a good photo op for Team SLR here, coming to the start-finish line, top three. Great job.
Yep, taking that Visit Palatka logo all the way to the checkers is Mike Skeen. Doing it for Team SLR, Scott Legacy Racing.
And they sweep it, right? PA Pro-Am with Barry Bowes.
Yep.
And our Pro-Am podium looks like Barry Bowes.
But boy, if people talk about it all the time. What's the future of racing look like? Well, it looks like McKee, Day, Annunziata, all right there, right at the front. Three incredibly quick young men.
And all beat by that crafty veteran right there. You got yourself Mike Skeen.
Being told from our producer, who must have spoken to Ben, who has gotten word out of Silver Hair, it was a mechanical issue. Not sure what kind yet, but it was definitely a mechanical for Rafa that led to the big coming together over turn 3.
And just as we speculated.
Yeah, so good analysis there, Adam.
Yeah, we were speculating.
But to your point, that wheel kept rolling. Mm-hmm. If he was in a pressure zone, it would have been locked up.
For sure. He wants to take as much speed off that car as possible when he was out of control.
But the average race fan is going, yeah, but he was in a pressure point, right? Because he's sliding across the grass. But it is different.
Yeah, it is. You're no matter what, at that point you're trying to take speed off the car, so you're going to be hitting brakes, you're going to be doing things, and he did. And he also did something trademark that a crafty veteran like him would do, is when you're in trouble, you spin the car.
Turn
you
it.
intentionally turn that car because hitting head on,
not good.
Not your
No bueno.
not your best option, especially to spear another car like that.
Yeah.
By spinning, you're taking speed off the car. You're also taking a better impact zone into yourself and into your fellow competitors. So he did the crafty veteran move.
Unfortunately, a tough day for Noah Harmon, Gian Buffamonte, and Sam Corey. All three of those drivers looked fast at different stages of the race today. Rafa was certainly fast. He's 22nd. Adrian was trying to work his way through, got part way up there, ends up 24th. Mene having the same problems JC did, and Thomas Merrill and Will Robinson both having issues as well.
Yeah, poor Will Robinson couldn't get his day even started today, and I hate that. You fight all week, and then you're I Mid Ohio for me last week, 5 laps and we're done. It's just, it guts you as a competitor. It really does. So.
Well, this championship in TA2 is going to be interesting. Obviously, with Skeen winning and McKee finishing in second, it's almost like a win for Tristan. So he should extend his points lead a little bit.
He's Mr. Consistency, and that's what he's done for this championship. He's going to keep spreading more windows for himself with this consistency, because honestly, like you said, it was a win. Mike Skeen's not in the championship hunt. He finished literally ahead of everybody that's in the fight with him, so he did nothing but gain points for himself.
So McKee came into the day with a 24-point lead in the standings. That will be expanded out. He also leads Rookie of the Year and leads the Young Gun Award, which has a $20,000 prize for the top driver under the age of 25, which at 14, you pretty much clear that hurdle.
Yeah, he clears that one by a big margin. Yeah.
By a bit.
He's in the Young Guns.
Yes.
Award. So, but yeah, he's impressing me every week. He brings a clean race car home. He's bringing great feedback, obviously, to the team to have such fast race cars every week, and the team is putting great product out there. Obviously, this is they dominated last weekend at Mid Ohio, and they dominated this weekend, and they had the results this time with the top 3, where last weekend it looked like they could pull a top 3 podium like they did this weekend, and just didn't play out that way with Corey having his issues on the start and with Barry having issues further down the race. But no issues for Team SLR this weekend, and they're here, and they showed us they're here.
Yeah, Mike Skeen should be a lot of fun in Victory Lane here too.
Yeah. He's going to be very happy. I mean, like I said, talking to him before the race, we discussed how rare it is to get race cars like he had today, to where you just go into the race knowing that you have to just do your job, and not even at that, not even at the limit. You just have to do your job.
Just do the blocking and the tackling, and you're good to go. And he was. And yes, there was a lot of yellows and a lot of downtime, but when it was green, Skeen was on. He had great restarts, terrific racecraft and strategy, and drove like a veteran.
Absolutely. Drive just like we expect him to drive, and he'll continue to do this. That's what he does. He sets fast times. He leads races. He wins races, and he does it all with a smile. The ginger stig. His girlfriend Kelly, I'm sure, will be down there pretty soon as well to give the congratulations. Ernie's there waiting. Ernie Becker waiting with the water and the cold towels to try and help these drivers out. It's a hot day, as we said. There's Kelly.
Bouncing, excited, ready to get in there and hug her guy.
Absolutely. They got a great relationship, these two, and yeah, man, enjoy that. Heck of a drive.
Congratulations, Mike, as he crawls out. Happy hug there from Kelly, and we're going to head down to Ben, because as soon as he gets that helmet off, he's going to be ready to talk, Ben.
Well, congratulations, Mike Skeen, Team SLR M1, a total clean sweep, 1, 2, 3 for Team SLR M1, and then top and Pro-Am provisionally right now. So, Mike Skeen, you kind of made it look easy, but I know it isn't easy. How was your race?
Yeah, obviously it was a great car, a great race. We didn't want to see all those restarts. We had a great car, a great lead there for a while, but fortunately we had our teammates behind us. We knew they'd run us clean, so that helps. But yeah, just so happy that this weekend we unloaded so fast. The Team SLR guys brought me a great hot rod. This M1 chassis was so fast, and I just knew it was my job not to screw it up. So, yeah, happy we could manage that and bring this thing home. Big thanks to Guthrie's Garage, Visit Balaka, all these guys for making this possible.
Congratulations, Mike Skeen. Scott Lagacy coming down to give him a big hug. Scott Lagacy, hold on, buddy. Clean sweep. 1, 2, 3, and P1 and Pro-Am. That's as good as you can do when you bring 4 cars here.
I'm extremely proud of this group. You know, and the things I'm looking at right now is Tristan McKee and Corey Day. Never been at this place, and what they did all weekend, putting their head down and working. We found some things every session in the data, and they went to work, and every time should have prepared. You saw them out helping fix the signs on the racetrack. You saw them walking the racetrack. So I can't tell you how proud I am, and they do that because they see how hard our group works, and I'm proud of that.
Nice. Well, Scott Lagacy, we got to talk to Barry Bowes now. Position 1 and P1, I saw you standing up on top of the car. How you feeling?
I feel fantastic. I mean, what expected me to say? This is fantastic.
And you had Jared Oderick right behind you, hunting you down for probably half of that race. That had to be difficult.
You know, most of the race we had a pretty good gap. You know, we got real close on the restarts. Pro Chick right behind me on one of the restarts. I was expecting Oderick on the last restart. Oderick is a very good and very aggressive driver. And so I had to look out for that. He got past me at the start of the race, and I had to repass him, and then look to keep a very good competitor behind me.
Nice. Well, there you go. We've got Team SLR M1, 1, 2, 3, and Position 1 in Pro-Am. It's going to be quite an exciting winner's circle here, but right now I'm going to send it back up to you guys.
Adam and I were just talking about seeing Lucas down there, getting his picture with Mike Skeen. How cool is that? Our young fan from Make-A-Wish here with us today. Nick's got him down there from Cube 3 Architecture, and Lucas is having a huge day.
Oh, he is.
As did Mike Skeen. As we take a look at some of the highlights here, Skeen out front led every single lap here today. Started from the pole, finishes number 1. Tremendous run by Mike Skeen and the group in that Scott Lagacy Racing entry. Sam Corey showed a lot of pace today, but man, just one wheel wrong right here cost him a shot at the win.
Yeah, and then his day just kind of went downhill more after that. This was the prelude up to us losing Thomas Merrill right there.
Yep.
As Sam Corey trying to come back up through the field and got a little bit of a touch there with Valentin. Tyler Casera slips in. Valentin smokes it through Canada corner there and loses a couple positions. Then this was the unfortunate come together between Noah Harmon and Rafa Matos,
which we think led to the big moment because there's probably with that contact the cause of the mechanical for Rafa.
Yeah, I believe so. I'll speculate there, but I believe that maybe it closed off the brake
and
duct.
There it is.
And your brakes are so hot here that I think maybe we got a little bit boiling and we lost our brake pressure. Pedal to the floor, it looked like to me.
And Prochuk goes around. And then the checker flag comes out under yellow with Skeen, McKee, and Corey Day all at the top. And we go back to the podium.
All right, come on now. Road America Speed Tour. Let's hear you. The Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. What a race. We've got Lucas here with Make-A-Wish, Nick Middleton here with Cube 3 to deliver the trophies. We're going to start out TA2 National in third in that beautiful HendrickCars.com driving Team SLR M1. Let's hear it for Corey Day, ladies and gentlemen. Come on up here, Corey. Fast in the car, slow in person, I guess. I'm sorry about that, Nick. All right. Hey, good job, Lucas says. I like that. Valerie in second place. Ladies and gentlemen, he won last weekend at Mid-Ohio, our points leader. Let's hear it for Tristan McKee in that Spire Motorsports Gamebridge Chevy Camaro. Nick, that was quite a race out there. How was it for you?
That was a great race. Congratulations, Tristan. Awesome job.
Congratulations.
He said congratulations from Lucas with Make-A-Wish. And then, ladies and gentlemen, with the Guthrie's Garage car right here, the number 2. Visit Palatka Cube 3 Architecture. Let's hear it for Mike Skeen, first place. Mike Skeen is a Cube 3 TA2 champion with Stevens Miller Racing back in the day. So let's have everybody come up to your podium positions. I want to talk to... So Corey started P2, ended up on the podium in a crazy race. That's a pretty good finish. How you feeling? How was your race?
Yeah, it feels good to finally get a checkered flag in one of these. Yeah, I was taking it easy there through turn 1. Didn't want to have a repeat of last week. And to be honest, I hadn't ran the second lane of turn 1 all weekend, so I wasn't going to go, test that on the first lap. So big thanks to these whole, Team SLR, M1 race car guys for bringing, fast race cars for all 3 of us. It definitely shows when you win Pro-Am and top 3 in the National Series that we got good pieces.
He says it definitely shows when you got top 3 and top step of Pro-Am. Tristan McKee doing so well in points. I know it's both of your first time really here. How was your race out there?
We made a lot of gains. I got a lot better in a lot of the places I was missing some, earlier in the day and yesterday. So I went from 5th to 2nd or whatever it was there, and I made a lot of gains throughout the weekend. We started really far off. This was a really tough track for me. I don't know why. I struggled quite a bit. So thanks to, Mike and all the SLR guys helping me get better and better, and, also helping with the car. So I just got to thank everybody at Spire, Gainbridge, Josh Wise, and Scott Speed for preparing me to when we come here, and so just thank all of them.
Nice. How about that? Tristan McKee, ladies and gentlemen. And the Mike Skeen, we spent a lot of time here in Winner's Circle. So cool to have you back. Take the mic. Tell us about your race.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a great race for us. Obviously, we were able to keep clean air on the front of this M1 race car. Just got to thank the Team SLR guys so much for giving me such a quick hot rod this weekend. And like I said earlier, it was just my job not to screw it up. We knew we had the package to win this weekend, and it's awesome to have a sweep of the podium for the team. And like I said, a big thanks for the Guthrie's Garage, Visit Plaka, Mission Food, Franklin Road Apparel, all these partners that help us make it happen. And would have loved to do a little bit more green flag racing today and finish, a checker under green, but it was a fun race for us, and congrats to everybody that finished.
Nice. All right, now, Road America. It's getting loud over there with race cars. We need everybody to get loud. Corey Day, Tristan McKee, Mike Skeen, and then Ralph, I'm going to send it back up to you in the booth.
Okay, Ben, great. Thank you very much. An exciting Victory Lane podium celebration going on. Don't forget tonight, if you didn't get to see the entire race here today, you can catch our re-air, the encore presentation of today's Cube 3 Architecture TA2 race from Road America will take place on Speed Sport 1 at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. And then coming up at 10 o'clock Eastern, we have great 1/8 scale RC racing, off-road racing coming up at 10 p.m. And then next weekend, it's an all-American motorsports weekend right here on Speed Sport 1. You're not going to want to miss any of that. As we celebrate our nation's birthday, we'll have a lot of great racing for you on Speed Sport 1. We will be back with TA2 and the Trans Am Series July 11th through the 13th. The Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series presented by Pirelli will run on July 12th, and you will see Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli on July 13th. Both those races live right here on Speed Sport 1. For Adam Andretti and Ben Sissel, I'm Ralph Sheheen. So long from America's National Park of Speed, beautiful Road America, and congratulations, Mike Skeen. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mike Skeen's asking for more prize money with the cheese heads. All right. So, Cora, you guys all getting champagne?
Tristan's got special stuff. All right. Come on now, Wisconsin. Last time, Corey Day, Mike Ski, Tristan McKee. Tristan doing so well in the points. Great championship day for him. Nice job. Oh, yeah, your cheese is going to smell like fresh champagne. Oh, man, right in the eyes. All right. You guys are excused for a little bit. Not so much you, Mike Skeen. There we go. Yeah, see, she gets it. I like that. Now, Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series Pro-Am. This was so hard fought. Lots of great racing out there. Running for Cope Race Cars, Vixen Cycle. Let's hear it for Tom Sheehan, the Iron Man of TA2. Nick Middleton, co-founder, CEO of Cube 3, giving the trophies. In second place, and this was hard fought up to the end, running for Black Underwear with TRB Motorsports and Coolbox. Let's hear it for Jared Odrick. And I got to tell you, this is quite a rivalry between Jared Odrick, Tom Sheehan, Barry Bowes, Keith Prochek, all the great Pro-Am drivers. But in first place, running Team SLR M1, Asio Data, Franklin Road Apparel. Let's hear it. Barry Bowes, ladies and gentlemen. Last year's Pro-Am champion, showing us how to do it with Nick Middleton. All right, guys, we'll stand on your positions here. Barry's super excited to get out of the car. Tom Sheehan, man, you were out there in the thick of it all race long. How was your race?
I think I just missed all the wrecks, and I was kind of right in the middle of three of them, and just the racing god sometimes they shine on you, and we just made it through clean on all of them and kept our nose clean. And at the end there, that last wreck was unfortunate. I think Keith was running pretty good, and we just kind of backed into it, and that was it. So good day for Vixen and for Cope Race Cars, and we'll see everybody at Watkins Glen.
One more time, I'm sure there's people you want to thank, and you say we'll see you at Watkins Glen, but I don't want to leave them out.
Yeah, Jason, Jamie, and Matt, all the guys in the Cope crew. We worked hard all weekend. Just never quit. Just kind of kept the car clean, and that's kind of what it takes sometimes. And we'll take it. We'll go on to Watkins Glen, and thanks to everybody that came out today. And hopefully it was fun for the fans to watch. So we'll see you next week.
Tom Sheehan, ladies and gentlemen. Then Jared Odrick, 2 podiums in a row in Pro-Am, a first and a second. That's pretty good for the points. Jared, take the mic. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to end under yellow. I want another shot to get at Barry here and see what we could do in the last couple laps. I was really hoping for that. So while I'm sitting in the car thinking about how frumpy my suit looks, now that I've lost a little bit of weight, I had some time to think about that. So if anyone helps me get a new suit here, I sweat through all of them. I probably washed it too much, but that's what I was thinking the last 2 laps, and then unfortunately we ended in yellow. But, Barry's been strong. Barry's been on another level this year, and, he's really asking all of us to step it up, and that's what we're doing. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you to Team TRB. Thank you to Crystal. Thank you to Black Underwear and Coolbox. Can't wait for the next time to get a shot at it.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Jared Odrick. Yeah. Jared, you've been cutting weight so fast, it's going to be hard to keep up with you in the suits. Barry Bowes, take the mic, man. What a great performance. And I saw you standing up there. Little ode to Willie T. Ribs up there. I love it. Tell us about your race.
It was a really great race. I was starting from not the best position. But, I knew that the start was going to be really challenging. Road America, we've got such a long run before we get into it. And we don't get to just restart out of the corner. So I knew it was going to be hard fought every start and every restart, and it was. A lot of really clean driving from the guys around me. A little bit less clean sometimes, too, and you had to let that, play out. Like Tom's saying here, right? Part of winning the race or being here is just avoiding the guys who are taking each other out. But I love Road America. You've got to drive part of it like a circle track. Part of it is horsepower point and shoot. Part of it's like you're driving a spec Miata and you just got to be smooth. So only track on the circuit that you got to be 3 kinds of race car driver to do good on. It's a super challenge for me, and I just love it. I'm so proud of the team. 1, 2, and 3 in Pro, and maybe in number 1 in Pro-Am. M1 race cars, number 2 in Pro-Am. Audric is doing absolutely fantastic this year. We run on the same team in a lot of the races, the West Coast races. Just had a great day, and I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Trans Am, and thank you for the checkered fans there, Megan.
Nice. I love that. And Jared, I forgot. Scott, I'm sorry, I forgot. You're in an M1 car. Yeah, so 1-2 up here in Pro-Am. Nice job. Barry, marketing there for M1. How about that? Come on now, let's get loud. Hold up those trophies. Tom Sheehan, Jared Audric, Barry Bowes. Yeah, keep up that energy, Wisconsin. I like it. There we go. Oh, good snag. All right, Wisconsin. Whoop, whoop. That might have been the most dangerous thing to happen today. All right, come on now, Wisconsin. Let's get loud. Tom Sheehan, Jared Audric, Barry Bowes. Nice shot, man. This Pro-Am is also heating up. It's been really fun to watch. 3 different teams up here. We've got Mike Cope Race Cars, TRB Autosport. Hey, Troy, where's Troy? Are you out of Minnesota? Wisconsin, baby. TRB out of Wisconsin, baby. I like that. All right, Wisconsin, last chance. Let's hear it. Tom Sheehan, Jared Audric, Barry Bowes. Oh, Sheehan right into it. Come on, Wisconsin, get loud. Jared's drinking it. Nice job, guys. Congratulations. We'll see you guys at Watkins Glen in just a few weeks. Nice job. Maybe in a new suit, Mr. Audric. Our Homologato fastest lap. Oh, Barry, nice job, man. Impressive. Homologato fastest lap goes to Mike Skeen. Guthrie's Garage. Visit Palatka. Mission Foods, Franklin Road Apparel. There you are, sir. Hold that up for Chris and the photos. Now, Kelly, it's a different watch. Yeah. All right, that does it for Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series, the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli at Road America. We love coming here. We will be back. But thank you guys so much for coming out. We'll see some of you down the road. CTMP for Jackie. Thank you guys. We love our fans here. We'll see you again next year.